Let me get to my quick recap. All right. So as you can see, CM Punk returned. He came back. He faced Sami Zayn. He stepped in for Cody Rhodes, who was attacked early on in the night to open the show. He was attacked by Gunther. Gunther went crazy, powerbombed him through a table, slammed his head into a fucking car door. I mean, the dude lost his mind, right? So now Cody's out the match. Nobody expected that. Got to give WWE credit. That was an interesting swerve on their part to keep us guessing because everybody expected Cody to win tonight. Everybody expected that, but the WWE said, "Oh no, hold, pump the brakes. We're gonna do something a little different to throw things off," and that's what they did. They threw us off by throwing Cody out of the main event and keeping that spot open for who knows who. But we already kind of knew who was going to be, if that makes any sense. We already knew who was going to be, and that was going to be CM Punk later on in the night. But anyway, before we get there, a lot of solid matches. I mean, you had, of course, the Street Profits, who just won the belts, dropped the belts again to the Vision, Braun Breaker, and Austin Theory. They had a nice little spot there for Jesus Christmas. I forgot her name in the Alpha Academy. You know, homegirl from the Alpha Academy. Yes, she came in and she helped Austin Theory win the belts. God, I can't even remember her name. That's bad. that's bad. That tells you. Well, you need to tell me in the comment section. Y'all tell me. But yes, Vision the champions again. So the Vision will not go away. The Vision will remain in place. Paul Heyman was impressed by what Austin Theory did. So now Paul Heyman may stick around a little bit longer, which means that this faction will probably stay around a little longer, at least long enough until Bronson Reed makes his return. So how they will factor in Bronson Reed will be interesting. That'll probably be a big spot, which it should be for his return. Other than that, I'm trying to think. So Ruka defeated Raquel Rodriguez, which I hate. I want Raquel to get more, do better, but that was with the help of, well, not the help of the Judgment Day. Judgment Day came in and they kind of ruined that whole situation. All right. So she lost. I'm kind of jumping around, but the LA Knight, him confronting Seth Rollins, I thought that was cool. Rollins tried to come back out, give a similar promo to what he gave last week in front of Roman, which was really good. One of his best promos I've ever seen personally. It was serious, it was cutting, it got to the point, and it was just, I mean, it was great. This week he tried to do something similar, but this time LA Knight said, enough. I'm tired of seeing it. And then he got in and he got a couple of his nice liners in because now LA Knight is trying to make himself a figure. He wants to be a part of this world championship picture. He's always tried to be a part of this world championship picture, but it just hasn't become to fruition. It just hasn't become, he hasn't gotten his way in the situation. And he mentioned a good point. He said, look, I lost in the opening round of the King of the Ring. So did you. So how the hell did you get a fucking title shot? And then I didn't get one. So, you know, that was a good liner. What else? They did a huge spot, block of the show for Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. It had Paul Heyman had his promo talking about a lot of what happened last week. I mean, they were really just hyping up the Hell in a Cell match. They were selling the match. That's all they were doing. It was a 20-plus minute segment between opening up with Paul Heyman and closing out with Obafemi, who later came out. The crowd chanted in Chicago. They loved Obafemi. Obafemi is now O-V-A, Femi, because he is over with the crowd. You know what I'm saying? He is over with the crowd. But he came out, had his thing to say about Brock, and I mean, Obafemi is a no-brainer at this point. The dude is a big guy who can not only wrestle in the ring, He can talk. He's a no-brainer. He's a can't miss situation for the WWE. So hopefully they don't mess this up. We all expect Obafemi to beat Brock in his hometown of Minnesota, don't we? Of course we do. But yeah, everything else with the show, it was cool. It was really good show, one of the best shows they've had in quite some time. Like I said, I just do recaps. I don't get into the whole weeds of the review. I talk about what's important. Back to the main event, back to Punk versus Sami Zayn. They did exactly what we expected them to do. Now you got to understand, TKO, like they said in their last investor call, they do have some say in creative, and you best believe somebody up there upstairs said, okay, we got Punk, let's pull the lever. We know we loved what we got at WrestleMania between Punk and Roman Reigns. We sold that shit out the wazoo. It was critically acclaimed well. It was everything we love about uh the business. And it just happened now. Like, they're gonna have Punk now come into SummerSlam as the world champion. This, like I said this during the fucking show. I said, yo, they have to do Punk because this is the quickest, most tangible. This is the best way to get to Punk and Cody. We've been waiting for this for 2+ years. And if we're gonna hot shot it, we got what? We still like a little bit out from SummerSlam. I mean, a little over a month. You got a lot of time to build this up. Cody and Punk don't need to be really built up. This is just gonna sell itself. Night 2, book it. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, they pulled the lever. We knew we was gonna get Punk and Cody eventually. We thought it would be either on the quickest time in the quickest timeline it was SummerSlam, but in the further timeline it was gonna be next year's WrestleMania possibly. But no, we're gonna get it sooner because Cody's gonna get that title shot. Cody never lost that title shot. He was supposed to have that title shot tonight, didn't get it. That doesn't mean that he lost the shot. That means he can have that shot at a later date. Now, Sammy's not even the champion anymore. It's Punk. So, man, oh, man, I can't wait for that story to be told. Where's Punk going to be at now? He's the WWE champion. He's the main champion now. So I guess he's going to be on SmackDown. Well, obviously, he's going to be on SmackDown when Roman's the world champion. And he's going to be on Netflix Raw next week. So I expect Punk to be on this Friday SmackDown. I would suspect that now that he's the new champion. Man, great night of wrestling. This is how you end the night, yo. Good job, WWE. Finally, you doing something good for a change. You finally entertaining us. Keeping us off our heels. Keeping us on our heels and making us guess for a change. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Can't wait to see where this leads up into Friday night. Now that Punk is the champion, it's going to make these shows a lot more entertaining. I'll tell you that much. Like I said before, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already at Chuck Westworld. Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe and join, man. Become an advocate. It's only $5 a month. That's $1.25 a week. I mean, seriously. That's less than a Starbucks cup of Joe. You know what I'm saying? $5 a month will get you exclusive videos, get you the podcast, the Voice Junkie podcast, the audio and the video. All right.